Well, this is my second video, and I'm standing in my kitchen. I really didn't expect to be videoing in my kitchen this soon. I knew I needed a little practice, but it occurred to me that Valentine's Day is coming up soon. Everybody likes Valentine's Day. Everybody likes receiving the roses and the candy and the beautiful Valentine. I'm waiting to see who's going to send me one. Okay. What you're going to see today is something I thought would be helpful for your Valentine dinner, or whether it's just the two of you, whether you have guest party, whatever it is. This is going to be the dessert that you want to serve. It's pretty, it's easy, it's fun. Now, what I'm going to show you first are these. Can you see them? See, the top has a strawberry on the top of each one. Makes a very pretty dessert. These are individual strawberry trifles. I know you're already familiar with strawberry trifle. Everybody is, and everybody has their own recipe. Well, I'm going to show you my recipe. First, I got to show you the glasses. These are Fostoria American glasses. They're the 8-ounce glasses. This is what I'm going to use for the individual dessert. I've had these glasses not very long because I haven't been collecting Fostoria very long. I remember back in the early 50s, my older sister collected Fostoria. It was a very popular pattern then, and I think it's coming back today. The older people are getting rid of their Fostoria, and the younger ones are grabbing it up as fast as they can. I have found some really good bargains on mine because I checked the thrift stores and the Goodwills, and you just never know what you're going to find. So we'll start off. I'm going to make 2 here, and the thing about it is I used up most of my pound cake, so we're working with scraps today, but it won't make any difference. They won't show in the dessert, and they'll be just as good. What's good about this recipe is you don't have to cook it. You don't have to run to the grocery at the last minute to say, I need this, I need that. You can have everything on hand because part of these things can be kept in the freezer for a good amount of time. The pudding mix, I keep those on hand all the time because I never know when I want to fix a little banana pudding or something like that, simple one. And so this is the instant vanilla pudding that I'm going to use. You have pound cake, you have your vanilla pudding, you have your strawberries, your whipped topping, and you have a red cooking wine that's mixed with orange juice. Now, I'm not one that keeps orange juice on hand all the time, but when I do have it, I pour a little bit into a jar or a covered container, and I put it in the freezer. That way, I've always got the orange juice when I need it. And then I add it to the red cooking wine. So those things you can have on hand, and you're ready to fix your dessert. Now I'm going to start first. I'm going to start with the strawberries. I want to show you this little cup. I suppose most of you have seen these. I just love it. You can buy these at Dollar Tree. My neighbor gave me this one. He said he paid 50 cents for it. Well, I'll take a bunch of them at that price. What you see on top is a little vent. You leave that open. You've got your lid. Put your item in the cup. Set this back down. Close each one of those tabs. Close the vent. And it's ready for refrigeration. And it's a handy dandy gadget to have. So, okay. I'm going to open up the lid. Get me a spoon back here. I'm going to start off with about 2 tablespoons of strawberries. I'm going to put that in each of these glasses. That gets your color started. And let me tell you, these strawberries, they're frozen strawberries. They're sweet and they're sliced. And they are wonderful. I tested them first because I'm pretty picky about my strawberries. And these were perfect, just perfect. So the next thing I do is my pound cake. Now, this is leftover pound cake. And what I used when I had my pound cakes spread out, I cut my pound cake this way because it's too thick for what I needed. So I needed about half of that. And then I used my little cookie cutter or biscuit cutter. You can call this a biscuit cutter. And I cut out of one slice of the pound cake. I cut these out. Now, these are not perfectly round because I was using the leftover pound cake from the other 2. But it'll work. I'm going to put one of these down in the center of my glass. See, that works fine. You don't have to see it. Next thing I'm going to do is spread a little bit of my red wine, cooking wine. It's already mixed with the orange juice. That will take, let's see how much it takes. There's one. I think about a half a spoon more. Now that will soak into the pound cake to keep it from being so dry. Just about 1.5 spoons. That'll take care of that. Oops. Put this to the side. Now I believe I will use my instant vanilla pudding. Now I've already prepared the pudding. It calls for 2 cups of milk. Instead of 2 cups, I put about 1 3/4 cup because I want it thick. When I make a big trifle in a great big dish, they're beautiful as a centerpiece. And it's great if you're going to eat all of the trifle at one time. Well, this thing won't come out. You always have to have something mess up, don't you? Should come out. There we go. Okay. Now time for the vanilla pudding. It's thick enough. Stir it up a little bit. And here we go. We put a layer of that. That also takes 2 spoons. This is going to be easy to remember because everything's in 2s. And here we go. One here. Now, I don't have 2 more round ones, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take some pieces of this pound cake, lay them right in the top there. They'll work fine. Just put them side by side. Nobody will know what they've been cut perfectly round like a biscuit. This will be fine. One more little bite. That ought to do it. again, we put a little more of the red cooking wine on. That soaks it up good. Now I'm just putting 1 spoonful. That'll do it. That'll do it. That works fine. All right. Time for more strawberries. A little bit more. You have to be careful that my glasses aren't very big, so I don't want to overflow before I get finished. More strawberries there. And more here. And I'm telling you, these are delicious strawberries. They're sweetened just perfect. That's going to do it. They take care of that. A little bit more vanilla pudding, not much, because I don't have room for much. You can see you don't even have to do any measuring to this, because you can just tell by looking if you've got enough. About a spoon and a half there, because I didn't want to overdo it. Now, I'm using Cool Whip because it's convenient. I like taking shortcuts, and so I'm taking a shortcut by using Cool Whip rather than using my own whip topping. So this is going to go on top. Yeah, I got to get it on there good. Oh yeah, that's going to work. You see what I'm doing? Try to get it close to the edge of the glass if you can. Now, that's done. The next thing I want to do is put a pretty strawberry on top. I'm not very good at the decorating part, but I think this will work. There we go. Oh, let's see if that's going to work. I think it is. It's kind of large strawberry. Now, okay, that's finished. You can see what I've done. Comes all the way to the top. Look how pretty that is. Don't you think anybody would enjoy having that placed on their dinner plate as a dessert? Well, I know I would, because I've already tried them, and they're delicious. You need to try this recipe because it is so easy, it's so pretty, and it's always on hand whenever you want to prepare the dessert. Now I'm going to show you something else. I've got a book here. I hope you can see it okay. See the pretty red, white, and blue patriotic trim around this book? This is a cookbook. It says Southern Recipes. Look at the dish on the front. Now doesn't that look appetizing to you? That's beef vegetable soup. You want to know how I know it's beef vegetable soup? Because I made it. That's my dish right there in my blue willow bowl. Now down below, you're going to see, can you see the name? Make mine the Blue Plate Special. Blue Plate Special is sort of special to me because I remember when I was a little girl, we might be driving from one town to another. This was usually in small town. And if you stopped at a cafe, you might see a sign on the window that said, today's Blue Plate Special. And it would have the price, 25 cents. Now this was in the early 20s, 1920s, and went on up to, I think, 40s and 50s, and then it died out. You could go in one of those restaurants, and each day the menu would be different on the Blue Plate Special. Most of the time, I think they served soup beans. Soup bean to you could be brown bean, navy beans, white beans, whatever. In our house, soup beans was pinto beans. That's what my mother always used. You got a good serving of pinto bean, cornbread. You might get fried potatoes. My household, we ate a lot of fried potatoes and a good slice of onion. Now that was a good meal. And you'd get a choice of coffee or tea. So the menu changed each day. And I always remembered that. And there was just something special about the Blue Plate Special. Today, it might be called Meat and Two or Meat and Three. You may have seen some of the restaurants that say that. When I first went in one that said that, I didn't know what that meant. It meant you had your choice, one meat and two vegetables at a special price. Well, the day that I ordered something like that was in Franklin, Tennessee, the little historic town. Great place to visit, you'd love it. I was with 3 other girls and we went in this really nice casual restaurant. That's what we ordered, was meat and 3. And when we were ready to pay, the owner was at the cash register and he said, have you been here before? And we said, no. He said, well, let me take you back and show you my kitchen. Just remodeled the kitchen. It had a lot of stainless steel countertops and what have you. You could tell he was very proud of that kitchen. And when we came back out and we paid our bill, he said, I want to give each one of you a jar of jam. I always give new customers a jar of jam. I don't know where else you find something like that, but I liked that idea. I thought it was great. Now, this cookbook was written by me. I was sort of prodded into writing the cookbook. Everybody kept telling me you should write a cookbook. I said, but I'm not that good a cook. Oh, yes, you are. I said, okay, I know the things I do best. It won't be a big cookbook, but it'll have a lot of my recipes. It'll have my mother's recipes, and it'll have some of friends. I had friends who gave me wonderful recipes. Now, the strawberry trifle is in this book. So you won't have any problem remembering it. You just find the page in this book that says strawberry trifle. And it'll have a little story with it probably, because all of my recipes have a short story. Some of them are just about 1 paragraph long. Some of them might be a page and a half long. But it has something to do with the dish itself. How I came by it, the success or unsuccess that I may have had with it before I made it successful. It could be about the person who gave me the recipe. I love to write those stories because those people become my lifelong friends. Now, I hope you can see this real well. I want you to remember, make mine the blue plate special. Now, this is my special for the day. Make sure for Valentine's Day you prepare one of these desserts. Your guest will not be sorry that they ate this. And in fact, when I get through here, I'm going to sit down and have my own special strawberry trifle. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll look for you next time. Thank you. My daughter says I need to smile more. I'll smile again.